she thinks that I should tell my audience. And he said there was a lot of bacteria in my blood. I started freaking out. I was like gushing blood. I still have the bladder infection. We're at Walmart because I had to get medicine. Becky's always behind me. Hey guys, so welcome to Vlogmas day 9. I'm pretty sure that's the number we are on. So today has been kind of a hard morning at the beginning because I noticed Twinkie was acting different last night, and it was just like little tiny things. Like usually when I come home, she'll like jump on me. She likes to jump on the couch and jump onto our bed and stuff like that. And I realized she wasn't doing those things. And what got me really worried is, you guys know how my bed is on the floor. Twinkie wouldn't even jump on that. She went up it like super slow. And then once she got on the bed, she couldn't really walk. And I literally sat there bawling my eyes out because she was in so much pain that she was shaking. So we don't really have like any 24-hour vet places, which is kind of dumb in my opinion, because you never know what's gonna happen at freaking 3 a.m. So tomorrow, since it's Monday, I need to call a vet, and it's like an emergency because Twinkie's in horrible pain. I don't know if it's like her joints. I don't know if she, like, while we weren't home, she like jumped off the couch wrong, or like anything could be happening. And I am like terrified because like seeing her in pain, I've cried too much about it. But I'm just like really worried, and I hope there's something that the vet could say to make me feel better. Like, oh, this, you know, is normal, or oh, this is gonna pass, you know. So I'm just like really worried about that. You guys probably are like, oh my God, why aren't you wearing makeup? Because like I've been crying and I don't want to wear makeup and I need my face to breathe. Just a lot. So, and Dana and Destiny are still here. Hello.
Hello.
So, yeah, I'm not really sure what we're gonna be doing today. I'm not really sure how Vlogmas is gonna go today, but I will try my hardest. So we're at Walmart because I had to get medicine. Becky's always behind me. And I'm also gonna get Twinkie some treats, some joint pain treats or whatever that helps with her joints. I don't even know. Oh, there they are. So I decided not to get the pillows, but this is what I was talking about. It's hip and joint peanut butter flavor. It helps with the hips and joints, I guess. It helps support them. I don't know. Oh, what is that?
It says it's liquid and it's pot roast flavor. It says easier than pills or chews. Helps relieve occasional stiffness. Guaranteed in 2 weeks. Save money at the vet.
Becky! But I feel like,
Can you put it in their water?
Can you put it on their food?
See, the thing is, I don't know if it's her joints. I don't know if it's her hips. I'm trying to like slowly massage them and see like.
And then wait until you go to the vet.
Yeah. I'm worried though. Like I can't. I felt so bad leaving her. You guys look unamused at life.
Are you filming?
Yeah. Our new little restaurant, Chili's. How'd you like the chips and salsa?
I love them.
Yeah, we ate them. Ate them real good. I got Cajun shrimp pasta. Woo! What?
Eat it.
Oh, okay. Here's a cheese curd. Yum.
Got the cheese curd sauce on it.
So when we went to Walmart earlier, I did get 2 things besides Twinkie's. I don't want to say the word because then she'll be like, oh. But I got Cheshire. Oh my God. Ooh, I'm so bad at pronouncing that. But from Alice in Wonderland, which I thought was super cute. And then I got Minnie Mouse, which I love her. She's so like aesthetic love. So I actually use these like more than I even use regular bowls. Have a safe ride home. So I have been seeing a lot of comments talking about like, why am I on antibiotics still? It's not good for her to be on antibiotics, and how I'm gonna build an immunity to it. So on top of that, I have been talking to a subscriber who for some reason made me feel comfortable enough to like open up to her about like what's been going on, and she thinks that I should tell my audience because people are kind of freaking out, which I understand. You know, it's not as bad as what it was, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of just gonna explain the best that I can, the whole situation and everything that kind of happened. So I was out in the living room and I was just hanging out with Eric, Ricky, and Becky. At that point in time, I actually sat on a mattress in the floor. We would bring it out there whenever we were out there like hanging out. I don't have to do that anymore because my legs don't bother me like they used to, which I'm very grateful for. And I remember Ricky saying something like, oh my God, it's so cold out here. And I was like, no, it's not. I was like, it's kind of hot, to be honest. So I remember that point pivotally because it has a lot to kind of do with like the next part. So it was probably an hour later and I started getting really cold. And our hardwood floors get cold and my legs were on the hardwood floors because I was sitting on the end of the mattress. So that's why I blamed it on. And I was like, Becky, can you get me a blanket? So she got me a blanket and it wasn't working. So long story short, I was not only shivering on the outside, but I was shivering on the inside. I'm sure a lot of you kind of know what I'm talking about. And that's usually when you're like, oh my God, a fever is starting. So I came into the bedroom and I put 3 super thick blankets on top of me and I was still super cold. And I was continuously checking my temperature. First thing I thought was, okay, I have the flu. This is exactly what's going on. I did a lot of research online and it said very, very, very matter-of-factly that if your temperature goes above 102.7, a good idea is to go to the ER. But I was like, no, because I feel like 102.7 is like pretty common when it comes to a fever. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. It's probably just a flu that I'll let pass. So as time went on, it kept creeping up. Eventually it got to 103.1. When you're as big as me, you need to be very, very careful with fevers or just like any sort of sickness at all, because you never know what could end your life. And I know that sounds so dramatic, but when I did go to the ER, because I did end up going, as you guys know, when I did go to the ER, the guy said, I'm very glad that you came here because that's like a super high fever. So they took my pee, I did blood testing, swabbed my nose, you know, did all those things. And we were just like waiting. Turns out, which keep watching because the story goes on a little bit longer. He came back and he said there was a lot of bacteria in my blood. There was a lot of bacteria in my pee. But what scared me the most is he said there was a lot of white cells. Like my white cell count was super high. So that freaked me out. No one wants to hear that. So he said, you have a horrible, like, he like made it seem kind of scary. But he said I have a horrible bladder infection. So he prescribed me antibiotics and I thought, okay, well, I guess that's it. Like, you know, so as you guys know, I went home, but then I woke up and went back to the ER. So what happened was, let's do another little flashback here. It was probably up most to 2 months now. Dana and Destiny were sleeping over and the mattress was in the living room because I was out there and I had to sit on it while we were hanging out. I know, it's pathetic. And we were all about to go to bed. And we were all like up and cleaning. And I walked past the mattress and I don't know how, but my baby toenail, like I said, I don't want to share any of this, but I feel like I kind of have to. Like, I'm tired of people worrying. So my baby toenail hooked on to the mattress and bent backwards, if you will. I started freaking out. I was like gushing blood. I was so scared. Becky almost passed out at one point because one, she doesn't do toes. How it looked was disgusting. Blood everywhere. My actual pinky toe was like crooked. It was honestly super scary, but thankfully Destiny was like, I'll fix that for you. So it was like a whole thing, okay? She did the best she could. I was like crying and freaking out because like it hurt. So my whole toenail came off. Hi, nice to meet you. And I did everything I could to keep it clean, Band-Aid, like I did everything. I did a lot of research. Like this is like a very common thing because it happened when I was younger, but on my other foot, and it was a completely different toe, but the nail grew back so wonky. So I was taking care of it. I was like, okay, everything's fine. The thing is, no matter how much you clean something, you could still get bacteria in it. It can cause infections, like no matter what. Even though I did everything I could, something bad could still happen. So flash forward about a month after that, which was where I'm getting to next. So I went to the ER, had a horrible bladder infection. Okay, simple enough. I woke up the next day and my whole bottom of my leg was super red, like hot. And I knew exactly what it was. I knew exactly what it was right off the bat. Cellulitis. And I put everything, 2 and 2 together, because I've had cellulitis before. I've had it twice. I was in high school both times. I put 2 and 2 together and I was like, I have to go back because the shivering, the fever, it wasn't because of my bladder infection. That was a coincidence. It was because I had cellulitis and it was growing, and I didn't realize that at the time until the next morning when I woke up. So that scared me because last time I had cellulitis, like I said, was in high school, and I had to get hospitalized for that. I'm bigger now, I'm older now, I'm more unhealthy now, so I couldn't mess around with that. So I ended up going back to the ER and I showed them, and they said, yeah, you do have cellulitis. So it turns out that when my toenail got yanked off, somehow, I don't know how, because like I said, I took care of it and Becky eventually started helping me more. I got a bacteria in it. And the thing is, cellulitis does not only affect obese people. I know a lot of people think that, which means that you don't have the knowledge of people with cellulitis, like you don't know a lot about it. Yes, a lot of morbidly obese people do get cellulitis, but so do skinny people, like a lot of skinny people. And it is when bacteria goes into your skin. It is a skin infection that can go inside of your blood and become a blood infection. I wanted to get it before it reached my blood because that's when it can become life-threatening. Long story short, the ER told me to continue taking the antibiotics because it not only will help with my cellulitis, but it will also help with my bladder infection. So I was like, oh cool, I'm taking antibiotics for 2 things. We can kill 2 things at once. And turns out the antibiotics did help with my cellulitis, but I could tell that my bladder infection was not going away. And so that's why I scheduled the doctor appointment, and they made me do another pee test, and I still have the bladder infection, and it's really, really bad. And I'm not sure what's causing it because TMI, take care of Yandi. Oh my god, like I said, I don't want to talk about this because people will use these things against me, and it's very TMI. And I just know that a lot of girls suffer from it. A lot of people that I know, like I'm not saying like Becky or whatever, but I'm just saying like girls suffer with that. Like I know guys get it too, but it's like super common. But mine isn't going away and it's like freaking me out. So my doctor put me on a stronger antibiotic that I've never taken before. So do I like being on antibiotics? No. Does it freak me out? Yes. But I'm hoping that this will be the final straw. Like this is the second time I've had one. I don't know what's causing it. Like there's so many different reasons. But yeah, that's what it is. I was terrified about the cellulitis. The bladder infection, like it wasn't really that big of a deal to me, even though that's also scary because it can travel to your kidneys. Like it is a whole thing, but I was more so like mad at myself because I felt like I didn't take care of my toe well enough because that's where the bacteria like got into, and that's how I got cellulitis. And that's usually just how it works because it can go like inside of the smallest, like if you had a paper cut, like you can get cellulitis from that, even if you're 100 pounds, it doesn't even matter. And I was ashamed because I knew exactly what people would say. and I know it's gonna be down in the comments. I know exactly what the comments are gonna say, but I just feel like I should be open with you guys, and that's what I'm going through, and we can all just hope the antibiotics help with my bladder infection and that it doesn't travel to my kidneys, because we don't need that right now. Like, we really don't. That's just it right there. So just keep me in your thoughts, please. I figured we can do comment of the day now and then end my vlog, but I just figured you guys should know. So it is time for comment of the day, but I did not do comment of the day yesterday, so I'm gonna do a few comments from that video that I was supposed to, and then we'll get back into schedule and do the video from yesterday. Hopefully that made sense. So these comments will be from Let's Decorate for Christmas, Vlogmas Day 7. Oh, where did you buy it? I love it. The colors. If you're talking about my sweatshirt, I actually got it from Torrid. Am I the only one who didn't think her comments were that bad? She was talking like anyone else would. She was getting frustrated like anyone else would after reading those comments. People literally pick apart everything she does because they don't like her. Y'all are weird sometimes. It's true. What I said about Michael definitely like isn't justified. What I think is frustrating to me is that the same people who are upset with what I said do far more worse and aren't upset with themselves. That's what's strange to me. I can at least admit when I'm wrong, apologize, and try to change that behavior. It's a swollen situation type deal thing. Pretty much my face on a daily basis. Okay, so these comments are gonna be from the video that I uploaded yesterday, Words of Wisdom with Dana. This comment is from Robin Prescott. This is my girlfriend who isn't impressed with me anymore. This is my ex-girlfriend and her girlfriend, and we live with two guys who are in a relationship together. This is like the most confusing season ever. Oh boy. So many people have issues that me and my ex are friends. I find that to be the most weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Like, point blank period. Oof, you have some really unhealthy and damaged hair. Before adding color, you should really consider getting a professional cut and then get your hair healthy before dyeing it, period. So, yes, my ends have a lot of split ends, especially because it was bleached and I haven't trimmed it in so long. I will be getting it professionally cut and professionally colored. Eric is always going in on her. He's so shady without even trying to be, and it's hilarious. If you think so, you should hear the things that I say to him off of camera. Me and him are we just have that like personality, and it's actually really funny, and it like keeps us on our toes, and it's not like a stagnant, boring friendship. I think it's really funny when he does stuff like that, and vice versa. We literally do not take it personal at all. Oh, Dana and Destiny called and wanted to hang out and spend the night. They must be behind on rent. Oh my gosh. I saw so many people talk about how like they're using me for money and they only want to come around for money. Funny thing is, they paid for everything themselves, and not only that, but they paid for me and Becky one of the nights that we went out for dinner. So it shows that you guys literally have no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.